All right, I guess I'm on. As you can see, the mic is over here out of the way, so I'm trying something new tonight. What I'm doing is I am talking into my Surface Pro. Can you see it? Yeah. So I'm going to use the voice recorder off of the Surface Pro tonight and just kind of see what it sounds like. I don't know. Do I need this fancy mic? Do I need this fancy board over here? Do I need all this equipment and all these fucking wires and all this stuff going on? I'm not sure if I do. So maybe when I have a guest, obviously, I might need to have microphones on both sides of the table and those type things. But right now, for just a solo episode, I might be able to use this voice recorder on the Surface Pro or maybe the voice recorder that comes with the iPhone. One of those two. I'm not drinking a beer right now. Some regular H2O. I did have a few beers up at Lowe's Foods though. So I had a Little House IPA from Polly's Island Brewing. I had something from Goodwood Brewing Company. Let's see what it was. Let's see. Let's go to my profile. Spruce Tip IPA from Goodwood Brewing Company. I wasn't a big fan of that, to be honest with you. It was a little weak. I felt like it was kind of watered down. Wasn't a whole lot of flavor going on. I had just drank the Little House IPA from Polly's Island, and I thought that was better. And then I also had Big Bad Baptiste from Epic Brewing Company up there as well. So a little 12%er. Ran into Paul Pietrafesso up there from the Paul Stone Project. So that was fun. That was a good time. He is doing well. He might come out to Wine and Tapas tonight. This will come out tomorrow, so you've missed it. But Fleming Moore is going to be doing an acoustic music Monday. He does it every Monday night at Wine and Tapas there in downtown Somerville. So I'm going to go out there and see those guys tonight. Fleming, he always brings a few of his friends with him. Tanner sometimes comes out there. You got Johnny Famous, which is John P. Scott. Is that his name? I think that's his name. You never know who's going to show up, to be honest. So we're going to go out there and see how that goes tonight. Let's see what kind of notes I got. This is what I was going to do was a follow-up to the BP, the blood pressure episode that I did last week. So this is kind of a follow-up. I went back to the ER. So the last episode that I did, the blood pressure episode, the solo episode that I did, I had gone to the ER and had all these tests run. Nobody found anything. I'm still having blood pressure. My blood pressure this morning was 167 over 89. My heart rate was 72, which my heart rate is normally down in the 50s and 40s. So my heart rate has been elevated. My blood pressure has been elevated. So that was this morning, 167 over 89. I went back to the ER this past Friday night. I had messaged my provider out there at the base, the Charleston Air Force Base, the Joint Base Charleston, I guess is what you should call it. And I told her all the symptoms I was having. I was still having some lethargy, however you want to say it. Some increased blurred vision, increased ringing in the ears, fogginess in the brain, headache. Kind of like a vice type feeling on the head, just kind of squeezing the head. Increased blood pressure. All those things. And she said, with all those symptoms, I really suggest that you go to the ER. So I went back to the ER at the Somerville Medical Center. I checked in. Before I checked in, I had taken I came home from work because I was at work. Somebody relieved me. I came home from work, checked my blood pressure. It was 187 over 95, When I got to the ER, I think it was 150 something over 90 something. I can't remember. They did all the same tests. They did a blood test, they did a urinalysis, they did another chest x-ray, some blood work. They did an additional blood test, which is called a D-dimer, which tests you for blood clot in the lung. And then they also did, I just touched the chair over there, so the camera kind of shimmied for a second. They also did a CT scan of my head, my brain, to make sure there was no brain bleeds, tumors, anything like that going on. Again, all tests came back, negative. That's always been funny to me when they say that your tests are negative. Negative to me has a negative connotation, right? That negative is not supposed to be good. But all my tests came back negative. I wish they would come back positive. But apparently in medicine, negative is a good thing. So everything came back negative. All my tests were pitch perfect. No cause for concern at all on any of those tests. They discharged me once again and said, we don't know what the fuck is going on with you. We're sorry that you're having these problems, but we can't find anything medically wrong with you. So what can you do? So that was my ER visit this past Friday. I will be following up with my base doctor at Joint Base Charleston in the morning at 10:30. When you're listening to this, it's today, Tuesday. It gets very confusing. I know. I'm recording this on a Monday. It comes out on Tuesday. So I'll be at the doctor tomorrow. So that's that. I'm kind of strapped for time here. It's 6:24 in the p.m. I'm trying to get out to Wine and Tapas by 7 because Fleming Moore is doing his acoustic music Mondays out there. He popped up at Homegrown Brew House on Saturday. He did a little pop-up from 8 to 10, a little bit past 10 o'clock actually. And man, I tell you what, that was a packed night. Saturday night was insane. And the kitchen was closed because our chef was sick. But we did more business money-wise than we do on a normal Saturday night, even when the kitchen is open. So I can't even imagine what would have happened if the kitchen was open. It was a phenomenal night. There was a lot of people in there. A lot of people were having a good time. The music was fantastic. He had John Scott with him. He had Alan on the harmonica, on the harp, whatever you want to call it, show up as well. So, oh, man, amazing music, amazing time. It was a good time. And a lot of money was raised for that event on Saturday. So things are looking up, man. Homegrown is the business up there has just increased exponentially. What's that fucking word? Exponentially something. It's grown. Let's just put it that way. Homegrown is doing great business right now, and I think it's definitely because of the ventures that we're doing, with Craft Conversations, with Bummerville Amphitheater, with the new listening room that we just implemented, which we are now calling Studio 117, as a matter of fact. So the next event that is going to be there is going to be March 16th, and that's with Danielle Howe. She's going to be rocking the house from 7:30 until 10:30. It's going to be a big event, man. It's our second one. We've expanded the listening room square footage back there. We've added some new lighting. We're going to be doing some decorating with Elena, which was the main bar manager and bartender there for the past few years. She's going to come in and do some artwork, and we're going to put some stuff up on the walls, some sound deadening, whatever. A dedicated stage. This thing is going to be big, and we're stay tuned. We've got some big names in mind that we're trying to get into the listening room. We're going to make Summerville a destination for live music and a place that you can go and actually sit down and listen to a band, regional, national, international artists. So stay tuned for that. It is coming, and it's going to be big. It already is big, really. The chatter that's going around this listening room is phenomenal, and when you see the people that we've got coming to play this room, and what we're going to do with this room, you're going to like it. You're going to be amazed. It's we're going to rival places like the Poorhouse over in West Ashley, Johns Island, James Island. What the fuck island is that over there? I don't know. I get confused so much over there with that West Ashley scene. I don't know which island is which, but we're going to rival places like the Poorhouse and the Music Farm. It's going to be a more intimate setting. We're going to get some big names in there. You watch. It's going to be big. So, what else? Monday. What's today? Today is Monday. I'm going to be getting back to running here very shortly. Very shortly. Like I said, I see my provider in the morning, Tuesday. And as soon as I can get the go-ahead, the okay from her, that it's okay for me to start up again, I'm going to start this 365 days of running once again. So stay tuned for that. It might be as soon as tomorrow. Probably not, though. My plan, actually, tomorrow after I get done with the doctor's office tomorrow at 10:30, I'll probably be out of there about 11 o'clock. My plan is to go down to Cosgrove Avenue. You get off the interstate at Cosgrove, and there's a landing right there. I can't remember the name of the park, but it's got a park name. There's a landing. I can put in some stuff over there. So I'm going to put my kayak in there at Cosgrove. That's the Ashley River, and it kind of dumps into and joins with the Cooper River there at the Ravenel Bridge, and then, of course, becomes the Atlantic Ocean eventually. My plan is to go from the Cosgrove input right there and go down to the Ravenel Bridge in the kayak. So that's my plan tomorrow. That's going to be a good day. It's a good day for it, I think. The temperature is supposed to peak at about 68 degrees. There's a slight chance of rain. I think like 11 or 12% chance of rain. I've never really put in on a big body of water like that. I've always gone out to the Edisto or the Ashley, some of the tributaries. I don't know what all these fucking words are. But I've always put in on the Edisto or the Ashley on these little narrow passageways. This is going to be a grand, big part of the water. So depending on what the wind is tomorrow, and the currents and the tides, all that stuff plays into one another. It could be a choppy ride, or it could be real glassy. It's going to be interesting. I'm hoping to see some dolphins. Hell, I even want to see a shark, an alligator. I don't care. I just want to see some wildlife out on this venture tomorrow. So I've messaged the elusive Gordon Peters, and maybe he can get out there with me tomorrow. But it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it, and to get out in that wide expanse of water underneath the Ravenel Bridge is going to be pretty badass, especially if there's any cargo ships going back and forth that are just massive. I mean, for me to be sitting out there in a one-man kayak and have one of these cargo ships go by is going to just freak me the fuck out if that happens, but I hope it does happen. I think that'd be kind of cool. And I might even pull up, there at Patriots Point or something and pull out, maybe have a beer somewhere if I can, get back in the boat and paddle back up to Cosgrove. So that's going to be exciting, I think. It should be a good day. I have to go as soon as I get done with this and actually put the kayak in the back of my truck to be ready for tomorrow. But before I head out to the Acoustic Music Monday at Wine and Tapas. So. All right, well, this is the test of the Surface Pro audio. I got the video over here. It's actually sitting in a chair. I don't know why. It's on a tripod facing directly at me. But I'm going to the Noisy Boys Studios tomorrow to do a podcast with the Noisy Boys. We've been trying to get together for about a month now since I saw them at Homegrown and met those guys. They've invited me out to their studio tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting. They seem to have a shit ton of equipment out there, a lot of money put into it, a lot more than what I'm dealing with here, which is fine. So it's going to be exciting to get out and get into a different environment, kind of get out of my comfort zone. I'm going to do an interview with those guys. Not an interview. Fuck, I don't do interviews, guys. I'm doing a conversation with those guys. Yeah, so I did something over here. I put my arm on the space bar, I guess, on this fucking surface, so the audio cut off. But yeah, I'm not doing an interview with the Noisy Boys. I'm doing a conversation. Did I have headphones on before? I don't think I did. I was listening back to the audio that I had just recorded and trying to figure out where it fucking ended. But yeah, I'm not doing interviews. I'm doing a conversation with the Noisy Boys in their studio out there. So that's going to be something new for me, man. I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm also excited. I know they're going to have great equipment out there, and the sound, the production value is just going to be off the charts. And hopefully, I'll learn a little something about production and about sound and about video and audio and all these things. So I think it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a learning experience, and it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. These guys seem like they're kind of crazy. They're a little out there. And I think we're going to have a fucking jam up time, man. So look for it. The Noisy Boys, that's going to come out on March 1st. I don't know if I'm going to put it together, if they're going to put it together, if we're going to collaborate and put it together. But it's going to be, I think you're going to realize this March 1st episode might be the standard. It might be the new benchmark. So look for it. March 1st, the Noisy Boys, the Noisy episode. I think that's what I'm going to call it, unless something else, sticks out at me while we're doing the podcast, and some other name is kind of fancy and fun and unique. I think it's just going to be the Noisy episode, but who knows what it might be called. We could come up with a million names. So that's all I got, guys. I just wanted to record this last little snippet because the thing fucking cut off on me. You might not even know, and I'm telling you about it, and you probably didn't even know, and I'm kind of telling on myself, but oh well. So enjoy this episode, and we'll talk to you soon, guys. Talk to you soon.